Wow. Bruce Wolf filling in for Dan Proft today. We're already working on our Christmas song
Hallelujah
for this
chorus.
December. Hallelujah chorus.
Yeah.
Well, no one's singing hallelujah after the job numbers came out. Lost 33,000 jobs.
Whoa.
First decline in 6 years.
Whoa, bulletin.
Has President Trump tweeted? Are you following him on Twitter yet?
I follow other people who follow him.
Okay, well, just let us know when he tweets.
Sure.
To break this all down is our good friend, the cow guy, Scott Shellady. Good morning, Scott. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
So did you see this coming?
Yeah, I guess the Christmas song I would attach to this number would be "Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer." It's not good. However, I mean, the headline is for usually are fairly tight and consistent, but this month, because of the two hurricanes, the expectations were anything from a loss of 45,000 to an addition of 200,000. So we're within the range of expectations, but the expectations were so huge because nobody really knew how bad those two hurricanes were going to be.
Well, wait a minute. How do you get a range of did I hear you correctly? Actually, you were interfered with by the Russians just while we were talking to you. How do you go from 45,000 down to 200 plus as the range?
Well, that's called economists and research analytics. So that's they're guessing at what the damage for those two hurricanes would have been done to the hiring in those areas, and then what percentage that would have on an overall national effect. So,
all right, so is this an anomaly? Is this an anomaly, Scott?
If this would have been a free call, so anything bad, the government's going to say, don't worry about it. Anything good, they would have said, look how well we did, even in the face of something bad. So that would have been the play going into it. But I would say this, there are other numbers that are very, very important, almost sometimes more important in this report. And we had the unemployment rate went down to 4.2% against 4.4%, which is also good. The labor participation rate went up. That's good. More people working. Those two numbers kind of go hand in hand. But what I think is another very significant thing, which is now starting to show a little bit of inflation creeping in, is we beat on average hourly earnings expectations. So we've had 2 months in a row of better than expected average hourly earnings, and that is going to be a big driver for the economy. So I would say, throw out that headline non-farm number. This report's pretty good.
So the average, you just touched on the average hourly wage grew. Did it grow by 0.45%?
No, we were expecting a rise of 0.3% month on month, and it came in at 0.5% month on month, and we were expecting year on year it to be 2.6, and it came in at 2.9, and that's coming off of rises last month as well. So that's starting to creep higher, and that's what a lot of the folks, myself included, have been looking at, because of a lot of these other numbers, like the unemployment rate is kind of garbage. You'd think that we would be doing much better at a 4.2% unemployment rate, but these average hour earnings are going to show us how much employers are having to fight for employees now, how that's going to affect inflation, jobs and inflation being the two things that the Fed's worried about.
Scott, so in anticipation of some kind of tax program, I mean, maybe if things are going along right now, why do anything like increase our national debt with Trump's tax plan?
Well, that's the trade-off. Do you really believe that the economy, or at least the middle of America, is doing very well? I mean, a lot of what the Fed has done over the last 7 to 8 years has really only been into 15% of Americans that own 85% of the stocks. Not much else has really gotten a ton better. Yeah, we're putting a lot of people back to work, but it's Subway and McDonald's. I like both of them. Don't take that the wrong way. However, they're not at U.S. Steel and British Petroleum. So you need to keep that in mind. So I think a lot of the tax cuts for the smaller businesses will be great. And at the same time, like Laffer would say, they're hoping that the tax receipts from more people going back to work and seeing some of these tax cuts come through would offset any deficits that might be forecast. So that's anybody's guess if that trickles down. But I would say this: even if we get the tax cuts, Bruce, I mean, I'm worried that this is and the valuations are pretty high because, maybe it's one of those be careful what you wish for things. We've been expecting something from the government, either healthcare or tax cuts since Trump was in office, and we haven't gotten it. So maybe when we finally do is when people start to take their money off the table. Who knows? So
when you see the tax plan that's, pending legislation, what attracts you to it? What do you like best about it?
Well, I think it's got to hit. I mean, small business is what runs the country, right? So they're the ones that need to benefit from it. A lot of these equity indices have gone higher, but the Russell 2000, which is middle of America, businesses, those types of things, it hasn't really benefited as much. So I need to see Main Street start making money, because right now it's been a lot of Wall Street. The number, it's not exact, but it's a good rule of thumb. 15% of Americans own 85% of the stocks. All this quantitative easing that the government's thrown at our problem over the last 7 to 8 years, which has expanded the government's balance sheet by $4.5 trillion, has really gone to the stock market. The stock market basically has had $5.12 trillion increase in value since the election. So, I mean, this is something that really middle America's missed out on, and if they can get some tax cuts for those businesses that really need them, and those taxes are too high, I would have to admit, that would really also help the economy. Now, as far as the stock market, I'm not quite sure, because the stock market's been expecting a tax cut. So maybe when we get that tax cut, I think, that's not going to be what takes the stock market to another leg higher.
I love how Obama was great for Wall Street, and of course Wall Street's been kind to him with the $400,000 speeches that he's commanding right now. But you mentioned Laffer before. I'm not even sure Laffer believes in Laffer, or what they've what they've made out of it. With the animal spirits and all that. I mean, don't you need commensurate spending cuts? Because there's, it's one of the conservative myths. I want to believe it in too, that, we can supply side the whole deal. You need spending cuts, and I don't see, well, Trump wouldn't have won if he talked about entitlements and the national debt. He was smart that way. He knew how to get elected. But at some point, we're kicking the can down the road here.
Well, and you should know that better than anybody else, and I as well, because and me too, we all are from Chicago, and that's a microcosm of what's actually really happening on a national level, and we just can't keep doing what we're doing and turn our head, because it won't solve itself, and some places like Chicago don't have an answer and are probably already too far gone. So you're exactly right. There has to be some fiscal responsibility at the top, and right now everybody keeps thinking we're going to be able to grow our way out of this, and that's going to be the answer. But you know what? Clinton got lucky when he got the internet boom under his watch. Now it seems to me that the Fed and all the elected lawmakers are still now banking on something as bigger that we can't even think about now, that's going to rescue us. I mean, it might have to be electron transport to another planet.
I was saying flying cars. Flying cars are going to do that for us.
Well, and that's another thing. Think about it. I mean, this is how crazy it's gotten at the top. We put aside billions and billions of dollars to research driverless cars. Driverless cars and trucks, or at least driverless trucks. Trucks and trucking are the number one industry for 27 states in the country. Right. So the government's putting aside money to put out of work 8 million people that drive those trucks in 27
states. But Scott,
I don't want driverless trucks. I don't even want driverless
cars.
Scott,
you don't understand. The money that we save can be used to spend on opioids for all the people who are going to have to drug themselves because they're not doing anything all day. It works. Don't worry, Scott.
I can't wait to bring insurance to the table, because there won't be any more accidents. What are those going to? What are they going to do?
Oh, nobody ever talks about tort reform or anything like that when it comes to health care, or what are you going to do? Oh, Scott,
I love tort reform.
You're a
on
hoot.
Fridays.
You're a lot of fun talking about dry statistics.
And you know what, Scott, Shellady, the cow guy, I still wear his jacket. I wore your jacket to a block party. It was a big hit. I'm not kidding you.
All right.
It was a barn thing.
Amy,
so
let's go into
Grandma
got run over by a reindeer for Scott.
All right, Scott Shellady, thank you so much. You can follow him on Twitter at Scott the Cowboy. Cow Guy.
He is a guy.
And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
It's like a